The New York Times did an investigation into Wal-Mart in Mexico, and what they found was an incredible amount of corruption, an incredible amount of disregard for the law in Mexico.
Hard to believe.
Which is hard to believe. But when you look at how widespread the corruption is, among Walmart executives in Mexico, you'll just realize, I mean, we have certain regulations here, but it makes you realize that, you know, when it comes to other countries, disregard for regulations, don't care at all. So what I'm specifically talking about is a Walmart that was built in 2004 in a very specific area in Mexico near ancient pyramids. Now these pyramids were, referred to as the sun and the moon by the Aztecs, and it's considered a very historical area. And because of that, there were certain zoning rules and regulations that prevented Walmart from building near the pyramids. But they decided, no, you know what? We want to build a new Walmart store 1 mile away from the pyramids. And it was going to be built on Elda Pineda's alfalfa field. And even though...
Let's not pretend like what you just said wasn't funny. They were going to build it on Elda Pineda's alfalfa field.
Yes. And again, it was 1 mile away from the ancient pyramids. But officials in the area said, no, you can't do that for a number of different reasons. First of all, the traffic congestion there is already horrible. We don't want to add more congestion. We don't want to shut down the local businesses there. You bring in a Walmart, those local businesses are gone. And of course, another problem is if you build this big, ugly Walmart, all of a sudden you're going to have a deterrent and tourists aren't going to want to go and visit that historic site. And of course, there's another problem when it comes to ancient ruins. Anthropologists and archaeologists say that, you know, there are ancient ruins in the area that this new Walmart was built, and as a result, you know, you just don't want to have that building there. You want to be able to have excavations there without worrying about this massive superstore.
Where are people in the area going to get their alfalfa?
That's another...
A whole other problem. There are obviously a host of reasons why they object to it. Mm-hmm. So how does Walmart get around this obstacle?
All right, so let's go to the first graphic. The Times examination reveals that Walmart de Mexico was not the reluctant victim of a corrupt culture that insisted on bribes as the cost of doing business, nor did it pay bribes merely to speed up routine approvals. Rather, Walmart de Mexico was an aggressive and creative corrupter offering large payoffs to get what the law otherwise prohibited. It used bribes to subvert democratic governance, public votes, open debates, transparent procedures. It used bribes to circumvent regulatory safeguards that protect Mexican citizens from unsafe construction. It used bribes to outflank rivals. So basically what they did is, first of all, the political officials in the area said, no, you guys cannot build this Walmart. Our zoning laws say that it is prohibited. What Walmart did is they went to a government publication that basically takes the new zoning laws and publishes it, and basically paid off those who work for the Gazette. So when the Gazette published the new zoning map, they made one change, and the one change was that Walmart would be able to build their superstore on the alfalfa field.
What did it cost them?
So overall, they paid about $221,000 just to build that Walmart. Okay, and they bribed...
One bribe of $52,000.
Right, and of course there were several different bribes to several different officials. In fact, when it comes to a historical site like that, oftentimes what you have to do is you have to talk to this group of anthropologists to make sure that they do a full examination of the area to make sure you're not building a structure on top of an area where ancient ruins could exist. Well, what happened was the anthropologists got a massive donation, and as a result, they just basically said, yeah, we already checked this site out, and it's totally fine. We checked it out in 1984. But when the Times did the investigation, they looked at, those documents, that investigation in 1984, and realized that it was on a completely different plot of land.
So I'm sure Walmart's excuse is going to be, hey man, you want to get shit done in Mexico, you got to bribe people. But as the quote you just read was, the New York Times learned, no, like we got it. There's some bribes in Mexico. Mm-hmm. But this was Walmart initiating the bribes, making it happen. And then as you read deeper into the article, there's a whole huge pattern that Walmart has had of other bribes, $341,000 in 8 bribes to build a Sam's Club, which I always forget is Walmart, in in Mexico City's most densely populated neighborhoods, $765,000, 9 bribes to build a vast refrigeration distribution center in an environmentally fragile flood basin north of Mexico City. I got to imagine that you can get these things built regularly. It's probably going to cost a little more because obviously the bribes are enough of they can absorb the loss of the bribe, would indicate that if they'd gone to a place where there wouldn't have been a bribe necessary, that it would have cost them a lot more and they would have had to pay a bunch more fees, and it's not where they wanted it. And Walmart makes enough money that they got to go about it doing the right way. Everybody's got to go about doing it the right way.
So,
but it's annoying to see a company so incredibly flush with cash, sort of circumventing rules to save a couple of bucks.
Yeah, well, in this particular, I know that there were several different Walmarts that were built in Mexico. Corruption was involved, according to the New York Times, with many of them. However, with the specific Walmart that was built near the pyramids, they were just straight out told, no, we're not going to allow you to do it. But as soon as they were willing to, take some money out and pay around $200,000 for it, then all of a sudden, the rules changed a little bit. And of course, there were mass protests in Mexico because of this. And what amazes me is Walmart did an internal investigation, okay? So executives in the US started hearing about this and they started to pretend like, oh my God, what's going on? We don't know what's going on with Mexico. Why don't we do our own internal investigation? And just like a year or two later, they decided to squash the investigation. Internal investigations crack me up, especially when it comes to companies like Walmart, because they mean nothing.
I like this line here. Mr. Cicero, a trim, sharp-featured man, recalled how Mrs. Pineda's alfalfa field, which I love, jumped out as Walmart's executives scoured aerial photographs of Teotihuacan. Don't pretend you're not impressed. By putting one of Walmart's Bodega Herrera supermarkets at the town's main entrance, they would create a choke point that would effectively place the town off limits to competitors. So that's the thing. There are a lot of areas where you can build a Walmart. We're not saying you can't build a Walmart in Mexico. I don't give a shit whether they build a Walmart in Mexico. What bothers me is that they find this area, they're not allowed to build a Walmart. They're like, yeah, but here's a point that would just be so perfect to us. They don't have the capability to say, well, we can't build it there. They're like, no, this would choke off all our competition and we'd win more than we've ever won before. Like, let it go. Build it somewhere else. Follow the rules.